Hi guys, it's Roxanne here. How have you guys been? I hope it's not shaking too much because my contraptions to make my videos is weird. So like I said in my previous video, I'm going to be talking about culture. And it's something that's very, very important to me. But first of all, we're going to start by defining what culture is. So, the first definition is the art and the other manifestation of human intellectual achievements regarded collectively. And the second is the ideas, customs, and social behaviors of a particular person or society. Practically same definition. And so that's the first point. Now we're going to talk about my own first point, which is, what does it mean to me? What does culture mean to me? I know it's weird to say this, but it means the world to me. Culture has always been something that I've always loved, and I've always everyone has it surrounded by them, but like, I felt it a little bit more because of my background and how I feel and other stuff. I might talk about my background in the future, or I might have read it in my first video. I can't quite remember anymore, so that's great, Roxanne. Remember what you're talking about. How to define what it means the world to me, because through culture, I get to witness and see different things and like understand how, for example, how different countries work, or how a person who's assimilated culture works as well. And it's really, really interesting to see how people progress and move with culture or digress. It depends, really. Culture is really something so global and amazing that it can go either way, good, bad, okay, normal, or like, and culture is also a very important subject to me, because like, it also, for me, it's what helps me see people and how they see me. For example, people can be like, really, there's some things that can be controversial and all that jazz, but like, is their culture, so it's normal for them, but like for us outsiders it's weird. But like, the spread of it makes it impossible for us outsiders or insiders be able to understand it. And that's why I love culture so much, because it makes me understand what I want, and makes me which is to understand the whole flipping world, because I want to know everything. I'm a little too curious, but curiosity may have killed the cat, but the cat has 9 lives, right? So 1 life gone is fine. So I have 8 more. That's fine. Okay. Now that we have talked about what it means to me, we're going to talk about my culture. Yes, it's oopsies. Yes, I know it's kind of self-centered, censored to talk about myself. I know that jazz, but like, then again, I don't think, no offense, okay, haters, you can go and hate on me, but everyone on the entire planet is like, oh, me. Obviously, we're gonna be me, because who are we? What happens in the end? We're all on our own, and there's only us, so let me do what I want. So, right, let's go back. Yes, so we're gonna talk about me. My culture is, I'm half French, and I'm half Filipino, and I'm an expat. I still am an expat, because according to the French law, you're an expat if you're still an expat if you leave you remain an expat if you live 3 years in a country. And I've lived in multiple places, not as much, not 3, but like, yeah, okay, we know. And so yes, so French culture, that comes from my father, who I love very much, and my mom as well. And he did a lot in order for us to learn about the French culture. He made us go to French schools when we were young, study French, go to France for university, come here for the holidays. He showed us like music, old music. I don't know how much modern music, French modern music. I know a little bit, but not much, you know. I try my best. And then he like showed us so many things and like so much the background behind his family as well, who is also kind of mixed but not really, like, is, yeah. And then there's my mom who and also with cuisine as well, like that's why I love cooking, because like it's a way for me to understand different cultures. Like French cuisine, they cook this way because that's how they are, and Filipino, they cook this way because that's how they are. My mom helped me. We didn't learn as much as I would have liked about my Filipino culture. I really would have loved to learn more. Like, I know about the cooking, I know about my mom's ancestry, I know a little bit about the Filipino history. I should do more research on my own culture. I really should. And then we also, like, we went there for holidays so we can hear sometimes. I don't speak the language, but that's by choice, and by not, it's complicated, so I won't get into that. And like, there are two cultures that have really represented themselves in my life. I've incorporated them in me as much as I can, even though I tend towards one more than the other, but I won't tell you which one I tend more by, but yeah. And then with this, I created, well, I didn't create, but like, yeah, I appropriated my own culture, whereas I was half French, half Filipino. I had to some way find a way to mix both of that, which is still in the process of happening, but I'm getting there. And then there's also the fact that I'm an expat. I have been since I'm born, because can't be born in the country where your parents are from. No. And so like I had to grow up with the expat culture as well and understand it and assimilate it, and like that's really, for me, that's my culture. I've been an expat and I will forever be an expat because that's how I grew up. It's not my parents' fault, it's their jobs, so they made it so that I made this my culture. And with this culture I learned so many things, and I will talk probably about it in another video, because like being an expat has so many positive points but a lot of negative points. Like, for example, you don't know where you're from. Well, it depends for people. Like, if you're born in a country, then you expat for like once or twice, it's fine. But like, if you're moving around a lot, you lose a little bit of sight of where you're from. So it's like hard. And so I will talk about that in another video, which is probably the next video. And like, it's really interesting to see how it's made me as a person, even though I can't see myself like an omnipresent person, you know. But like, I get to see sometimes, because like with like my parents first raised me in an Anglo-Saxon way where I would speak in English, and then I learned French because we had to go to a French school. Well, my dad wanted us to go to a French school, so I've always had a very English Anglo-Saxon culture in me, as I talked about in my previous video. I love it very, very much. It's very important to me. And then I talked to, like, where am I going with this? I don't even know. Fun times. Where I have no clue where I'm going with this. You know what? Still don't know. So we're gonna switch topics. Right, yes, expat cultures, talk about it next time. Because it's complicated. I'm sorry I'm pointing at you guys, it's very rude of me. Shouldn't do that. But what can I do? Culture. And so, yes, and so my last point here is to talk how I want people to enjoy culture, not see it as something that's, oh, gross, disgusting, or being judgmental and like racist connotations. Like, if you want to be racist, first learn about the culture and then decide you don't like it. don't dislike it without knowing it. Like, I don't understand people who don't understand things, who don't want to learn to understand things and just don't like them without knowing what actually happens. If that makes sense. But yes. So I really wish for all you people out there to love culture, because it's brilliant in so many ways. It like so very, and it opens your mind, and mind openingness, if that's a word, is very important in our day today. Like, we really need to open our minds with all the social movements and war movements and other stuff, and political movements and all that. So gotta keep your mind open. So yes, I think that's that for today. And I'm sorry that I'm still a mess when it comes to making videos, but I will get better with time. Hopefully. I hope. We don't know about that. But whatever, right? See you next time, and it was a pleasure talking to you.